Hey folks, Aaah here, bringing you some sports news. The National Football League has lately come under a little bit of criticism due to the somewhat poor quality of their replacement referees, to put it very mildly. Actually, the shitstorm has been so intense, the lockout negotiations with the regular officials finished 48 hours after the Green Bay versus Seattle incident. Still, the replacement refs were so bad, it's worth mentioning that fans and coaches weren't the only ones incredulous at the situation. The head of another football league, Mitch Mortaza, noted that one official that he had fired due to underperforming, crappy officiating had been hired by the NFL as one of the replacement refs, reportedly even set to referee during a Hall of Fame game. Now that's bad enough, but it gets particularly interesting when you consider that the league Mr. Mortaza runs is the Lingerie Football League. So to summarize, one of the replacement refs was hired by the National Football League after the Lingerie Football League fired him for not doing the job well enough. So this raises a number of troubling questions. First, there's a Lingerie Football League. Are they on TV? What channel? I mean, all hypothetical questions, obviously. But okay, the NFL is a massive organization with millions of fans, billions in revenue, often seen as one of the biggest and most popular pro sports out there. Although there are probably baseball and basketball fans frothing to argue that. Still, many of the players make millions of dollars playing for these teams, and God knows the Super Bowl is like advertiser heaven and probably contributes to a third of the country's economic activity during that week. So for the supposed pinnacle of professional football, with the best players and best coaches, and yes, probably people out there willing to argue about that too, it seems a bit odd that the staff they hire for such a critical position as officiating the games could be of such low quality as for one of them to have gotten fired from the Lingerie Football League. Sorry, I just really like that word. Lingerie. It's a good word. Lots of good imagery there. Lingerie. Sorry. Anyway, just to make things clear, yeah, I'm sure that the football element in the LFL is just as important as the skimpy clothing element. I mean, it is the LFL, not just the LL. And by extension, I have no doubt that they seek to improve the quality of every aspect of their performance, from the players right down to the officials, as the head of the LFL is apparently a hardcore pro football fan himself. So why was the NFL evidently hiring those of lower quality, in particular for high-profile matches, especially if they were only intended to be temporary replacements anyway? Oh wait, they wanted to get rid of the other referees' pensions, I remember now. But still, I mean, they couldn't find at least slightly better temporary replacements? If you're going to represent the very best of your particular sport, then you have to have every facet, every aspect of your operation top-notch. Because even falling short in one field is going to put a serious dent in your overall image. And when mistakes are made, not just snap calls, but also longer-term judgments, well, that hurts the credibility and the integrity of the entire institution. But maybe they're not worried about that. I mean, they're the NFL, for God's sake, and though they don't have a monopoly on football, well, they are the big dog. So maybe they're relying on the power of their brand to compensate for some really shitty decisions, at least until they could wear down the referee strike. Sound business strategy? Maybe, albeit slimy, but only if they had gotten away with it. The thing is, their plan backfired in the wake of the fact that these temp replacements screwed up a lot. It's become both a source of rage and mockery, a lot of the latter coming from the replacement weather guy video making the rounds now. Still, when it comes to the LFL connection, the NFL denied everything at the time, insisting that the ref used as an example by Mortaza never worked with the LFL. And some might choose to just disbelieve Mortaza simply because his business plan involved busty women in somewhat scanty attire and shoulder pads. But this is something that fans should consider looking into, however they can. I mean, people invest emotionally into the rise and fall of these teams, to say nothing for the millions of dollars in sideline betting. And the last thing you want is to be out $100 because the guy calling the shots got his license from the Kinder Surprise toy. So, guys, that's it for tonight. This is Aaah, wondering if there's a sport out there that won't inevitably be played in bras. Well, maybe hockey.